What a game. What a game. Yankees win 6-4 in a game that seemed like was gonna slip out of their hands. Cam Schlittler, the rookie pitcher, pitched a freaking gem, was perfect through six. And we'll talk more about his outing, which was absolutely phenomenal. So round of applause for Cam Schlittler, man. The dude is truly emerging as a real star for this team. Giancarlo Stanton, huge pinch hit, home run in extra innings. Um, Austin Wells, 2 home runs on the night. Trent Grisham, 2 home runs on the night. What else we got? Today's game has a lot to talk about. Devin Williams almost blows it in extra innings uh, after giving up a huge freaking, what was it, a double, and putting the tying runs on the bases. He ends up coming through. David Bednar blows a save. I mean, this game, this game is one of those games that felt like it could have really got away. If this was a month ago, I think the Yankees probably lose this one. Um, but is this the start? Is this the start of a run? A real run, right? The run that we've been waiting for all season. I know it's getting late in the season, but can the Yankees actually put something together, put some momentum together, and really make a push at this thing? Especially going into the huge Boston series tomorrow, 4-game set at Yankee Stadium. I think this team, obviously the Boston Red Sox is going to be the ultimate test, but if we could get 3 out of 4 versus them, I think we're in this. I really do. Toronto lost tonight, so that puts us 4 games behind first place in the AL East. So it's really not out of reach when you think about it. 4 games, that's very doable, especially since we have 3 more games versus them before the season's over. I like the way this team is starting to look, right? I like the way they're playing. Tonight versus a tough pitcher, Rasmussen. I think that's how you say his name, right? Rasmussen. He pitched us tough, but we didn't get much. Everything was coming off of solo home runs. But at least we got to him, right? And then obviously Cam Schlittler. Like, you can't say enough about this guy. The dude, since coming up, he's been great. He really has been great. And tonight, I felt like Boone took the training wheels off a little bit tonight and actually let him get his pitch count up there towards the 100 mark. And he gave us 6 perfect innings. Right? He was pitching a perfect game through 6. And then finally got himself into some trouble, ended up loading the bases. And Luke Weaver came in and bailed him out. But Cam Schlittler, man, look, when you look at the rotation, with the way Schlittler has been pitching, right? We have if Max Fried could put it together, right? If he could find whatever it is he had early in the season, Carlos Rodon with the kind of performance that he gave us yesterday, if he could keep that going, just the rotation could be really solid for a playoff run. You got Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Luis Hill, who's looked good his last 2 starts, and then either Will Warren, Cam Schlittler, however you want to put it. That's really not that bad. It's actually really good when you think about it. When you think of where the starting rotation was to begin the season, right? Just think this season, I mean, early in the season, we had freaking Cookie Carrasco and Marcus Stroman on the back end of the rotation. I'd take Warren and Schlittler any day. And you throw Luis Hill in there, I don't know. I'm telling you, this team's starting to shape up. It's starting to shape up. But there are some of the ugly things that been haunting us all season long. The bullpen, right? I don't know what's going on. Look, David Bednar has been really, really good for us. Except for today and his first outing with us, right? The first time he pitched with us after the deadline, obviously that was bad. But everything in between has been really good. I do still trust David Bednar. I do trust him. But do I have full confidence in him? Not really. But at this point, he's the guy. Um, I probably have more confidence in him than anybody else. The more in David Bednar than Doval. Definitely more than Devin Williams. Luke Weaver has been really good lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but he's been really, really good. I don't know if it's maybe just him coming out of that closer role or just pitching in less, even though today he pitched in a high leverage situation, but just like having a different role. He's looked really good lately, Luke Weaver. The bullpen could be really good. If the bullpen could figure it out, I think I'm telling you, I think this team could be really, really good. Could be really good. Demon D was. Let me say what's up to the chat real quick, guys. Demon D, what's up, man? I don't. Demon D said I blocked him. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I never blocked you, anybody. Maybe one of the mods did. I'm not sure. Andrew, what's up, Andrew? Katie, hey, Katie. D Train says World Series back on. It was never off, D Train. It was never off, brother. Never off. Jose G, what's up, my brother? Demon D. Nah, you good, Demon. I don't know what you was talking about. Demon think I don't block anybody. Really. I really don't. But let me look at Cam Schlittler's numbers. All right, so Cam Schlittler pitched 6 2/3. Let me switch this over here. 6 2/3. Only gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, and that all this was in the 7th inning. 8 strikeouts, which is a career high. I mean, telling you, man. Just absolutely, he pitched phenomenal. He really did. Pitched really good. Luke Weaver gave up a run. David Bednar obviously ran into trouble there. And then Devin Williams, man, Devin Williams almost gave me a heart attack. He really is worse than Clay Holmes. I thought I'd never say that, but he is absolutely worse than Clay Holmes. Like, this dude literally is going to give me a heart attack. He really is. Let's take a look at the box score here. Trent Grisham, obviously, 3 hits tonight. Had a big night. 2 home runs. Caballero ended up getting thrown out late in the game, which was a bad thing because they ran out of position players, so they had to put Giancarlo Stanton in there in right field in the last inning, which is not what they wanted to do. But I mean, it is what it is. Judge 0 for 4. I mean, look, aside from the home runs, how many homes were we at? What, 5 home runs? It really was not too much offense going. They pitched us good. That dude Rasmussen, he's tough. He is tough. He's very tough. So it's a good win. Look, if you think about it, the Yankees are 7 of their last 8 games? 7 wins, 1 loss in their last 8. That's huge right there. That is huge going into this Boston series. If we could take this series, I really like the team's chances. Look, we're only 4 games behind Toronto. Only 4 games. I know it seems like a lot, and this team has shown that they can just literally, they can collapse at any moment, right? But hopefully, man, we've turned that corner. We're gonna find out these next 4 games. We're really gonna find out if this team got what it takes. But after this Boston series, we got the Nationals and the White Sox. Man, there's no reason going into September we shouldn't be literally like right behind the Blue Jays again, right behind them. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me see if all right. Khadijah, what's up, Khadijah? What website did you get these scores? What are you talking about? You talking about the box score that I was showing you? That's on that's a website called Baseball Theater. But you can also get on MLB. I'll show you right here. We'll put this up here. Yep. Baseball Theater. They got a lot of highlights and stuff. Or on the MLB website. What is happening? We are back to business and cooking. Appreciate it, Jose G. You know what? You just reminded me. I didn't have the streamer bot on. Let me turn this thing back on. Nah, we'll do that later. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to. All right. Jose G, what's up, my guy? Appreciate the 2. We are back to business and cooking with grease. Hell yeah, man. I'm telling you, like, yeah, this Boston series is bigger than we think. This might be the biggest series so far coming, because this could change everything, man. This could really put us back in it. It could put us back in it, or just, I'm talking about in terms of first place in the AL East. It could put us right back in it, or really just set us so far behind that it's no point. Now you're just looking at the wild card. So I'm hoping 3 out of 4. At the very minimum, split the series 2-2. At the very minimum. And this is the matchup we got going tomorrow. Lucas Giolito, who's, I mean, look, he's coming off of Tommy John. He was good at one point with the Guardians. It's hard to say what we're gonna get with him. I got to look at his numbers over his past few starts, but going up against Luis Hill, who's looked really good his last 2 starts. It looked really good. NYYJ, what's up, my guy? I've been looking for you, dude. Hold on, put this away. You actually won. I had did a giveaway, and I had everybody's name in the chat, and you were the winner for a light. So email me, and I'll send you one of that little Yankee light back there. I'll send it to you. My email's in the description if you want. It is in the description. Let me see. I was gonna add a new effect to the thing, but I didn't have a chance. All right. This is the new one that I'm gonna be adding soon. It's the caveman. I didn't get a chance to set up the commands and everything, but it will be up tomorrow for sure. All right. Who else we got in here? Cody Bellinger. It wasn't working? Hold on. Let me make sure this thing is working. Oh, yeah, it's working. I don't know if you guys have been following Kyle Tucker's situation, right? He's been getting benched lately. His numbers are not looking great. And it brings up the question, like, should the Yankees really give Cody Bellinger like a big bag, a super bag? And like Cody Bellinger, he's so important to this team that I think, depending on the price, obviously we can't go crazy. We don't want to get into no crazy bidding wars, but I think he truly wants to be a Yankee. So I think you give him a nice contract, man. Maybe 6 years, $30 million per or something like that. I think he's worth it. He really is. I know a lot of people still want Kyle Tucker, but if you look at his numbers, they're not too great. Granted, though, playing in Wrigley Field is very, very tough for a left-handed batter. So the numbers, you can't really trust them. Even Cody Bellinger, his numbers weren't great in Wrigley Field when he was with the Cubs. And that's because right field in Wrigley Field is like 350 feet, literally. So it's not lefty friendly. It's not hitter friendly that much. So, yeah, you can't really say. But look, nonetheless, we'll see in the offseason. That's an offseason problem. Right now, the Yankees, look, the Yankees are looking better. They really are. They're looking better. They definitely are. Look, the season is starting to wind down, and it's crunch time right now. This is like fourth quarter, 5 minutes left in the game. That's where we at right now. And they got to step up. They got to step up. And that's why I said this Boston series is going to be huge. I think this is going to set the tone. This Boston series is going to set the tone for the rest of the season. If they could go out there and show out and really put a whipping on Boston at Yankee Stadium, I think that momentum after these these last few series could build into something, and then we can really, really start really making a run, right? But now if we go play Boston and we get outclassed and them young players, that young team just outruns us, does everything, and Alex Cora outmanages Boone, then we're in trouble. You know, it's not gonna look good. So we gotta get him, especially at home. We gotta get him. I expect Yankee Stadium to be buzzing. I expect the fans to be really into it, especially this late in the season. It's gonna be crazy. Peter Rex says Toronto dropped 2 against the Pirates. That's what I'm saying. We're only 4 games behind. Look, we're 4 games behind, right? Let me pull this up real quick here. Okay, I'm waiting to see when Boone comes on. All right. Look, we're only 4 games behind, which is not. It's very, very doable. Very doable. With 36 games left or something like that. It's very doable. And this is the September schedule, right? If we could go into this Toronto series in September, only like 2 games back or something like that. Look, it's anybody's anybody could take first place at that point. So we'll see. We will see. Yeah, NYYJ. Yeah, just email me, man. Email me. You missed it. Well, actually, you know, I only gave you. I got you, man. Itchy nuts. Wins are wins. I don't care how they get him. Just get him. Yeah, we got to get him. You're right. You're right. But sometimes, man, like a game like today, you don't want. Eventually, those will blow up in your face. You know. So, but look, we'll take him though. We'll take him. Even look, Devin Williams, right? Those first 2 batters, I was like, oh my God, here we go again. His first pitch was kind of wild. I was like, oh man, he's gonna blow it. But he got it together. And after he struck out Yandy, then struck out another, he figured it out, you know. I still don't have trust in him at all, but hey, it is what it is. I know some people might have felt like Boone should have went with Mark Leiter Jr. Rather than Devin Williams there. And maybe that's the case, but I'll be honest, neither one of them I have a lot of faith in. So that's why when Fernando Cruz comes back, Yarbrough coming back off the IL, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge because it's gonna give us more depth in the bullpen, with the rotation too, because Yarbrough could obviously give you a start if you need it. It's gonna help this team a lot. But at the same time, look, we need especially these new guys, we need them to stop blowing it, man. We need them to be better than that. Seattle dropping like crazy. Yeah, man. Let's see where they at. I mean, not like crazy, but they are dropping. They are dropping. They're holding on to that last wild card. We're only 2 games ahead of them though, so it's not like we're way ahead of anybody right now. But I like the momentum we've built. Hopefully, we can continue it through this Boston series, and we don't run into a brick wall against them. It's gonna be a dogfight, man. But I expect the Yankees to really, really come through. Giancarlo Stanton is playing out of his mind right now. When he is in when Stanton gets into his groove like he is right now, I mean, he's unstoppable. Really, he really, really is unstoppable. When he's playing like this, and we've seen it last year in the postseason, we've seen it a bunch of times throughout his tenure as a Yankee. When he gets locked in, there's nobody better than him. There really isn't. Nobody's better than him when he's locked in. He's unstoppable. He really is, and he showed that today. Pinch hitting, a bomb. So my thing is, I don't know how they're gonna do it. But they got to figure out, especially, you know, those first 2 weeks, right? Those first 2 weeks in September, that's going to be tough. We're facing Houston, Toronto, Boston. We need them in the lineup every day. They got to find a way. If Judge has to go to right field, look, I'm not a big fan of that. But if that's what they want to do, as long as both of them guys are in the lineup, because Judge's power has come back. I'm afraid of him going into right field, but we'll see. We will see. It's crazy because I know it's different, right? When you get a flexor strain, it's different for an outfielder than it is for a pitcher. For instance, for a pitcher, if you have a flexor strain, it usually means you're having Tommy John, right? It's coming. I don't want to say that's necessarily the case for an outfielder, but I would think that outfielders put a lot of stress on their throwing arm. Kind of like pitchers, right? When you're making a deep throw from right field to third base, that's pretty much like long toss in there. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what the Yankees do, but they got to find a way to get Judge and Stanton in that lineup at the same time. Judge, Stanton, Belly, Rice. Come on, man. The lineup's starting to look real, real good when you get all of those guys in. Really, really good. Really good. All right, what else? Let me get into the chat. My bad, guys. I've been neglecting y'all. Ichino says, I keep Benninger myself if the price is fair. Yeah. Take the wins, but it's hard not to be concerned when you play top teams. Yeah, but look, this is what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to beat up on these teams. We're going to play the top teams. We're going to start playing them, and we'll see. I really feel like this team could beat the better teams. It's just that a lot of times we've been beating ourselves, and this team seems like they haven't really clicked on all like sides of the baseball, right? On offense, defense. Like when the offense is on, the pitching's off, right? When the pitching's on, the offense is off. But imagine if they all came together at the same time. I think they can go up with pretty much anybody. But it still remains to be seen. We got to go out there and do it. Obviously, right now I'm just talking shit, but I really think that they can do it. But it's on there. Let's take a listen to Boone, man.
They're a really good road trip and off winning a series. So, we got to keep it going though. And we understand the importance of obviously all these games now to give us a chance to do something special, in a while.
When it comes to Stanton and his pinch hit situations, have you noticed something particular that's changed about his routine, anything that he's doing?
No, it's just part of it's in play now. He doesn't play every day, so, and he's mentally an animal, and he knows that that's part of his game now.
He says he's mentally
an
animal
for big at bats off a bench. In the past, when you guys would talk about, well, he's never got a hit, well, he's pinch hit. Well, he was an everyday player, and he probably never did it, and it was a day off. Like now, it's like he's getting ready for that big at bat in a spot, and I think it's a player that's completely aware of who he is, how to prepare, how to get himself ready, and mentally so tough. So, you're seeing some results.
Stanton's a beast, man.
So Stanton is an animal, and you could also make the case.
He ain't lying, though. Stanton is a beast, man. He's a different kind of, I'm telling you, man, that dude is, when he's on, ain't nobody better. When he is on, he is a monster. And he's a clutch machine. Ichino says Stanton like 13 for the last 25 with 5 bombs. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, put up his number. And mind you, he missed half the season, literally. Half the season. And he missed half the season, and the other half he doesn't even play every day. This is a dude that's coming off the bench. Just crazy. Look at that on-base percentage. Insane, man. Insane. I hope that he does reach 500 home runs. I really do. Let me see who else. Roy, what's up, Roy? Roy says the next 4 games will show me what or who we have. Yeah, it's gonna be gut check time. Really, really is. Jose G says, Jay Snow, what about all these top teams losing to teams below 500 lately? Yeah, look, especially in the American League, bro, it's up for the taking. It really is. It is up for the taking. NYYJ, I got your email. After this, I'll respond. Yeah, it's up for the taking. Boston just lost the last series at home versus the Birds. Ichina says, Yankees getting into town at 4 a.m. Red Sox in bed resting now. I mean, look, that's cool and all, and I get it. They human, but I ain't trying to hear all that, man. When it's time to play, just play. Everybody's tired, dude. I'm tired too. I gotta be up at like 4:30 a.m. So I don't want to hear those excuses, man. Hopefully Boston gets that smoke. Boone needs a magic 8-ball. Maybe better decisions. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Bringing in Devin Williams there was, man, that was real risky. I don't know why he insists on just doing stuff like that, but I guess he has confidence. It paid off. It almost didn't, but it paid off. Ace was good. Ace says, what short mic do I have? This right here is the SM7B. This is it's like the cream of the creme. Like, this is one of the better mics, especially when it comes to the shoreline. But you could get like the MV7 Plus. Those are good too. I have those. I have one of those here. Actually, I have it back there. The thing with these mics though, man, it's I think you gotta do your thing. It's XLR input, so you're gonna need a an amp, an audio amplifier, stuff like that. Something that could give it enough gain, because these things are gain hungry. They take a lot of gain. Even though this one has a inbuilt amp and stuff. Anyway, that's some nerd talk, but I'll call you. My bad. I missed your call today too, Ace. I'm sorry, man. I was at work. I couldn't answer at the time. Peter Rex says tiebreaker goes to the Jays. Yeah, so technically we're 5 games down. You're right. Tiebreaker does go to the Jays. Yankees hold games at hand on Boston and Toronto. What else we got, man? I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys join us. Like, what, 28 of y'all in here? Only 12 likes. Let's run the likes up. And don't forget, man, you guys want to if you look in the description, I have a whole bunch of commands that you can put, silly faces on me, like, I don't know, like this, and stuff like that. If you want to pull up anybody's stats, just simply type exclamation point and the player's name, and you pull up their stats. Yep. And when YJ says, Wells worked out tonight, but Boone went back to moving guys around too much. That's just the way he's always gonna do it. Like, at this point, it's like we can cry and all that. Like, I disagree with it. I wish he'd just leave people where they're at, but that's what he does, man. He's gonna play with the lineup like that. He's gonna move his best matchups. I wasn't mad at the lineup today. I think it kind of worked out. He had it kind of mapped out perfectly, so that way he can sub in somebody like like Caballero or bring in Stanton for a pinch hit. But at late in the game, it got messed up when Caballero got thrown out. That kind of messed up everything, because then Stanton had to go back on the field, and I don't think they wanted him to go on the field. Man, but Cam Schlittler, man. Cam Schlittler, bro. Man, I can't say enough about this guy. I would say, like, I wish he had like another secondary pitch, but he's really good. And he's talking right now. I want to hear what he's saying.
Yeah, I think, what I've been working on in the last 5 weeks.
Oh, no. We're not going to listen to that. They're listening to music in the background, so we can't do it. I don't want to get a copyright strike. I hate when they do that. When they win, they listen to music in the locker room, and it's not good for. Every time I play their post game interviews, and they have music playing in the background, I get a copyright strike. So we're not gonna do that. Volpe whiffing again. He needs to sit. I'll tell you right now, with the way Caballero's playing, maybe you're right. Maybe he needs to sit. Matt says, I changed my drawers after watching Devin Williams pitch. I'm not gonna lie. Look, guys, I get the thumbnail and everything kind of pre-ready before the game is over, right? After Giancarlo Stanton came in, hits the home run, Wells hits another home run. I'm like, okay, we got this. Game is over. I set everything up. Devin Williams comes in. I'm like, you know what? Let me start making another thumbnail just in case this dude blows it. And for a second there, I thought I was going to have to change the whole thumbnail and title and everything, but it worked out. Thank goodness. But Matt says Williams cannot be on the playoff roster. I think there's a spot for him, but they just can't use him in these high leverage situations, man. They really can't, because he's I don't know what's going on with this guy. It's harder. I don't know if it's a mental thing, a physical thing, whatever it is, man. It's just, at this point, I don't want him pitching in any situation that he can cost us a game, right? And so that means, like, pretty much only in blowout situations do I really trust him coming in. And it sucks, man, because at one point, this guy, just last year, he was probably considered one of the best closers in the league, if not the best, in the last 5 years. And he's just, I don't know what he's done. He's completely fallen off the map. Completely. Emilio, my man Emilio's in the building. I don't get playing JD over Stanton. JD is a horrible outfielder. Anyway, but Stanton's bat is worth way more. I'm assuming you're talking about Jason Dominguez. Yeah. The thing with playing Stanton in the outfield, it's not about his defense or anything like that. It's about that they don't want him to get hurt. And apparently, he played 3 games straight in the outfield, and the dude's whole body shut down. Like, he was sore. And I get it. That's a big dude, man. Even a guy like Judge, that's why sometimes we don't appreciate these guys that much. These dudes are freaking 6'6", 6'7", moving almost 300 pounds around. It's not easy. So I think it's worth the risk, though. I really do. Like, just leaving Giancarlo out there at least every other game throwing him out there. I think at this point that's what you have to do, because you got to get these guys in the lineup. You have to get both of them in the lineup. Austin Cruz says, I got to give Cam credit. He has been a pleasant surprise for the team. Man, he really is. He really has. Since his first start, since he first got called up, right? And he got called up in a big game. I can't remember what it was, but it was a big game. Then he pitched that game versus Toronto, which was a big game. And did well. He really, like, he hasn't shit the bed yet, knock on wood. Like, he really hasn't came out there and really, like, did horrible. No, his first game he pitched was versus Seattle. Now that I remember. So every outing has been productive. Like, he's been productive every outing. Cam Schlittler, he's really good. I do get worried about, like, it's that his fastball, though, is electric. His fastball is electric. But I do get worried that teams are going to start picking up and they're just going to start sitting on it and crushing it. That at bat versus Caminero, right? Junior Caminero. That at bat was that was a battle, man. And Cam Schlittler pulled it off. And I could tell that, like, see, this is the little things that I see in the pitch, and I'm like, okay, he's got something, man. You could tell that Caminero was sitting the fastball. he was not gonna let him beat him with the fastball. And it's a 3-2 count. Instead of the fastball, he throws him a perfect, beautiful cutter. Had Caminero fooled, man, out in front. Cam Schlittler he looks really good, man. I'm glad they didn't trade him. I really am. I'm glad they didn't trade him. Ken says the umpire baited Caballero. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I don't like that. Even Joe Girardi said it. Like, why are you going to throw a guy when he's walking away? His back was already turned. He was literally heading to the dugout. Whatever was said, and you decided to throw him out. Like, he's already walking to the dugout. You should have just threw him out when he said it, instead of waiting for him to walk 15 feet and then throw him out. Volpe has had his 2-week hot stretch now. He'll suck for the next month. Yeah, you ain't wrong. At least the defense is picked up, though. And YJ says, I think it's funny as hell Joey is managing from the booth. I think he's hopefully the New York Yankees brass or Boone is listening. Yeah, they're not listening, man. They do what they want. Williams 3 Ks off of Diaz, Low, etc. Don't trust him, but Bednar blew it. Yankees finding ways to win. Yeah, Bednar did blew it. He blew it. I mean, look, it's gonna happen. Like, I would say that he's been really good for the most part. But we'll see. Like, if we can't have that, man. We can't have another blown game like that. So we'll see. I still think that Bednar's the closer. You leave him as the closer still. But if he goes out there in the next like 2 outings and blows it again, then you got to start really thinking about stuff. The thing is that who else do you go to? Who else do you go to? Look, I'm low key, very quietly, even though he gave up a run today. Luke Weaver's been looking really good, man. To me, he's been looking like I've gained a lot. Like, I had lost a lot of confidence in Luke Weaver, especially when he came off the IL and he was pretty much blowing it. But I've gained a lot back quietly too. He's been really good. Well, we'll see. We will see. Ken says tonight was Schlittler's best performance as a major leaguer. Yeah, definitely was. It definitely was. Roy says, I always liked Devin. I always wish he still had all the stuff. I will always hope he does good. But to stay in New York, he has to get his stuff back. Yeah, I don't see him staying here. And even, I don't even think he wants to really stay here. But man, if Devin Williams could be Devin Williams again, if he could go back to what he was just 2 years ago, I'm telling you, this bullpen, it looks so much better, but we got to. Jason Cabby is my new favorite Yankee. Who the hell is that? Oh, Caballero. You talking about Caballero? Yeah, I'm watching him right now too. Look. He's talking. I don't want to play because they listen to the music in the background. And yeah, Caballero is really good, man. And he runs the bases well. Look, I wouldn't be mad if they sat Volpe down and gave him the job. I wouldn't be mad. I really wouldn't. Jacob says, hope all is well, my brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. Everything's getting better. It's getting better. Next week, hopefully after next week, I'm going to be feeling a lot better. Emilio says, I can't wait for Cruz. I'm worried about Doval and Bednar. Yeah, I'm worried about all the guys that we got. Bednar, I'm not as worried, but I don't trust him 100% yet either. And Doval, I don't trust him either. But I would say this. Doval, to me, has the best stuff. If he can figure it out and like harness his command, I think he has the most upside. Because his stuff, man, he's throwing 100 miles an hour. He's throwing 100-mile-per-hour cutter. Like, his stuff is filthy. It's just that sometimes he just can't throw strikes. He just starts freaking walking everybody and then gives up a single, and it's all downhill. But I think that he has tremendous upside. He just gotta, I don't know, you gotta figure it out. No closer's perfect. Mason Miller, the nasty reliever right now, blows games. No, yeah, you're right. He blows games, but we don't need people blowing games late in the season. Like, you know, it's different with a guy like Mason Miller because he's already earned a lot of trust. But if he keeps blowing games, at some point you got to say, no, you can't be the closer no more. You know, that home run against Weaver was BS. Dude took half a swing at his neck. Yeah, the ball flies over there too. It's pretty clear the ball is flying over there. Even yeah, I mean, let's see. D-Train says Devin is nasty if he gains control of his fastball. Yeah. Yassine, what's up? Yassine, I haven't seen you in a minute. What are your thoughts on the MLB expansion and the realignment of the divisions? I'm glad you asked. I didn't want to bring it up because everybody's talking about it, and it's look, I get it's a hot story, a hot topic. They've been talking about this stuff for years, guys. This is not something they just came up with, right? I think that now it's really getting close to actually happening. Maybe that's why people are talking about this, but they've been talking about this for a while. Look, to me personally, the expansion is going to happen regardless. They're going to go to 32 teams. That's happening. The realignment, they want to do it. And I understand why they want to do it because the logistics of baseball, we just watch a baseball game, right? Us as fans, we watch the baseball game, but we don't understand really all that goes into like the travel and the logistics of baseball. It's crazy. I could just imagine. I used to do logistics in the Army. So I could just imagine how crazy it is, right? There's a lot of people working behind the scenes, even right now, while the game is going on, making sure that, you know, charter flights are booked and bags are packed and they got their travel bags and luggage, and it's like a circus, man. When a Major League Baseball team goes on the road, it's literally like it's like a circus packing up and going on the road. You're bringing the show on the road, right? And there's a lot of logistics, a lot of flying time, and sometimes these guys they get into town, they get into a city, 3 a.m, and they got a game at noon or whatever it is. So it's tough. Those long flights, especially if you station, especially I was gonna say station, like it's the military, especially if you're in like a team like Seattle. Seattle's so far. If you ever look at the map of where these teams are located, Seattle's so far away from any other team, right? There really is no other team around them. And they're in the same division with the Astros, who are literally like all the way in the bottom of the map, right? So stuff like that, I understand, but I don't think it's gonna affect it that much, right? I don't think they should do it. So bottom line, look, to make a long story short, I don't like the idea of restructuring or having the Mets and the Yankees in the same division. I get it why some people would like it. It seems like a great idea. It's gonna make things more interesting because, now you got the 2 New York teams competing for first place and stuff like that. But then you got to think of it on the flip side. It takes away the opportunity of ever having a Subway Series like we did in 2001. That could never happen, right? If they realign everything. And then at the same time, look, we already, the teams play everybody anyway. Even if they make, like, let's say they put all the East Coast teams together, right? In one division. Let's say the Yankees, the Mets, Boston, who else we got? Philly, right? We're all in the same division, those 4 teams. We're still going to play Seattle. We're still going to play Houston. We're still going to play. That doesn't change, right? The same way we're doing it now, everybody playing each other, still the same. Will it help in terms of travel? Maybe instead of playing 2 series against, instead of playing 2 series against Seattle, in Seattle, maybe you only play 1. But you're still going to have to go over there. So I don't know. To be honest, Yassine, if they do it, they do it. It'd be what it is, what it is. But I wouldn't even worry about that. That's something that's going to happen if they do it, they still got to get the 2 extra teams to make it viable, because you need 32 teams, so that way you can split into 8 divisions, 4 teams each. So if they do it, we're looking like at least 5 years. In my estimate, I would say like 5 more years before that's even possible for them to do something like that. If I was them, I'd be more worried about this upcoming lockout that's pretty much destined to happen at this point. That's what if I was Rob Manfred, I'll put all my focus into that. Toronto has customs inspections every time they cross the border. Yeah. And vice versa too. Every time we got to go over there, we got to go through customs. Rob Manfred said he isn't a fan when an East Coast team visits the West Coast and the Pacific. Yeah, nobody's a fan, dude. You know how many times is when the Yankees on the West Coast and I'm doing this post game at 2 a.m. Like, nobody wants to do that, but I mean, it's been a part of the game. See, my thing, Yassine, like, that sounds great, but it doesn't. You're still gonna play the West Coast teams, right? That's my whole thing. You're still gonna play the West Coast teams. I think, right? I think if they really struggling with travel and the logistics of baseball, right? Then to cut the season shorter, right? Instead of 162, go back to 154 games. You know, so it's only 8 games. But the owners will never do that because they love money. Right? You really want to make it easy on the players, wear and tear, then cut the season shorter by 10, 12 games, 150 games, 150 game seasons. That's how you really do it. If you're really serious, if that's really the concern, if the concern is really, the wear and tear on players and stuff like that, but that's not really the concern. The concern is money. The concern is money. The same way right now, Major League Baseball, if I play something, any little clip, I have, how many copyright claims and strikes? You cannot play a single highlight clip of anything in Major League Baseball, and because they're coming after you, right? And the reason they've gotten so strict is because they're trying to get a TV deal, the likes of like an NFL deal and stuff. That's what they're working on. And it's the same thing. If you have too many people, whatchamacallit? If you have too many people playing highlights and stuff like that, then a network like ESPN, they're not gonna want to buy into it. It's the same thing if I don't know, if I was a musician, right, and I had an album, but there's a million bootleg copies out there, or it's online and people are able to download it, it dilutes the product. So that's why, I don't know. We're going into a whole nother deep end right there. But that's the main reason why they do what they do. That's the main reason they don't want nobody playing. Right now, you cannot, it's tough to play any kind of highlight. And it wasn't like this. When I first started doing like Yankees content, I'm talking about like even just like 2 years ago, I was able to play highlights with no problem. Now you play any little thing and they're coming after you. And that's because they trying to show these networks, ESPN, Netflix, or whoever they're trying to sell it to. They're trying to show them like, hey, if you buy into this, you have all the right. You're going to be the only one able to play this. You're not going to find it on YouTube, on some random guy's channel. Like, all the highlights are going to be yours. And that's what they're doing. D-Train says, not only the Mets and Yankees, but Phillies and Red Sox as well. That's a bloodbath, yeah. Rob Manfred wants to create an Eastern Conference and Western Conference NBA format. Yeah, that's cool. And look, if he does it like that, if it ends up being like that, it is what it is, right? I think the way it is right now is kind of perfect. It really is. You have the opportunity for 2 New York teams to play each other in the World Series, right? And stuff like that. It's kind of perfect. If they really want to, but they're never going to agree to this. If they want to like cut down on travel and all that stuff and make it easier for players, then trim the season down. 12 games. Make it a 150 game season. It's gonna change a lot because then, home run records and a lot of records and player stats and stuff kind of change, but hey, that's what it is. It's been done before, right? We went from 154 to 162. It's been done before, so they could do it. Peter Rex says, have Seattle play on Long Island. Hal wants a salary cap. Yep. That's why he refuses to go over it, because he can't. And look, these owners, man, because they're gonna take a vote, right? Then there's some owners that they're gonna vote against it, and some that are gonna vote for it. So I'm sure they're lobbying, right, behind the scenes, like politics. They're lobbying between owners, like, yeah, man, let's push for this cap. But the thing is, you can't push for a salary cap when you're spending $400 million on a team, So if that's why he kept saying his number, Hal's number is 300 million. Really, it's 270, but 300. That's his. It shouldn't take more than that. And that's a lot of money, to be honest. It's all right. They're gonna want the salary cap, and maybe they get it, maybe they don't. I tell you what, though, it looks like it'll be 2027 when they do the next CBA. It's looking like we might go half a season without baseball. Eventually, they're going to figure it out, but we might go half a season. It's going to take a while. This one's going to be a real, real fight. And the players' union, man, the players' union. Look, the Major League Baseball Players Association, whatever it's called, the union is very powerful. They're very, very powerful. Like I'm not saying they run it, because they really don't. The owners still have a lot of power, but right now it's a tug of war between power. The owners on one side, the owners and Manfred, because don't get it twisted. Rob Manfred, he's with the owners. The owners are the ones who hire him. So you have a tug of war. On one side is the players, and one side are the owners. And if you ask me, look, they're all getting paid, and it's just, the owners want more, the players want more, but at the end of the day, they're all filthy rich. So, and we just gonna be here. We're in the middle, we're in the middle. TC Steels was good, my brother. Says, yo. Seen Rob Manfred said he has support from the owners on MLB team expansion and the realignment of the division. Yeah, the owners don't care because they're gonna save money. They're gonna save money. It's all about money, Yassine. Once you learn that, it's all about you understand the business behind this stuff. And the expansion, yeah. Of course they don't care. Like if they expand it, right? You know how this works, right? Let's say they say, okay, we're gonna go to 32 teams, 2 more teams. Some group or rich person in Nashville or Utah, wherever they want to have a team, they're gonna figure it out, and they have to buy in. So they're gonna have to pay like $2, $3, $4 billion, right? To buy. It's the fee. It's a fee, right? They charge a multi-billion-dollar fee for you to open a team in Major League Baseball, to insert a new team. And guess who gets all that money? Those billions, and of course the owners want it. They get a piece of that. So they all for it. If you ask them to bring 4 teams, they'll be like, yeah, bring 4 more teams. Who cares? I would say though, I'm for the expansion because it makes it I'm not gonna say easier to make it to the major leagues. I don't want to say that, but if like the major league draft, right? The draft used to be 40 rounds. They cut that down to 20 rounds. So now just think about how many people, even the minor league system, they took away so many levels and so many teams. Just think about how many people used to play professional baseball. It's a lot less now. Well, you add 2 more teams, right? That's 2 more baseball teams. So that's right there, 50 more major leaguers, right? Or 4, whatever the number is. And then you got a whole minor league system. So that it opens the door to a lot more people. That's a whole nother, that's what, let's say 20. Man, that's like a whole nother, like 100 draft picks, right? it is for you for amateur people trying to come up. It makes it a little easier, right? More teams, more people to be able to choose you. Sorry to change the subject, but anyone worried about the Yankees pitching in this Red Sox series? I have a feeling they are going to get lit up. I mean, you got to be more specific. Why you just the starting pitching, or what you talking about? This is what we have tomorrow, Luis Hill. I'll tell you what. We'll look through all of them. Tomorrow's Luis Hill. Lucas Giolito. I like that matchup. You know, I'm okay with Luis Hill. After Luis Hill, we got Max Fried versus Brian Bello. This guy right here, Bello, he's pitched us tough before. But we've also hit him before in the past, so we'll see. I need Max Fried to step it up. He's got to step it up for sure. But Bello's good too. So that's a good one right there. I mean, we got some of our best pitchers going up against in this series. This is Saturdays. Will Warren versus Garrett Crochet. All right, this is not the... Hey, but Garrett Crochet has not been really the same in his last couple outings, but we already know, man, he's a beast. He is a beast. Versus Will Warren. We'll see which Will Warren we get. Hopefully he can keep pitching well. So that's Saturday's matchup. And then let's see if they got Sundays out there. All right, Sundays is not out yet. So we got Will Warren on Saturday. Hold on. Will Warren Saturday. Max Fried on Friday versus Bello. And I'm not gonna lie, all these matchups are pretty good. They're all pretty good when you think about it. So we'll see. The Yankees are gonna have to they're gonna have to do it, man. Hopefully they can freaking keep hitting like the way they're hitting. Do their thing. Baseball needs a salary floor. Too many cheap owners who can spend money. And the MLB Players Union is the best in all of sports. The salary cap isn't going to happen. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think it's too early, man. I don't even want to. That's a problem for another time. You know, when we get let's cross that bridge when we get to it, right? Right now I think it's so much. We'll see. We got a whole nother year. Dude, that CBA is not happening until the end of next season. So like it's no point of really like going crazy about it. A lot's gonna change from now to then. Maybe they can figure something out, or who knows, but we got a lot of time still. A lot of time. TC says, I was so happy for Devin Williams closing that one out. Big confidence booster. We back, baby. I don't know. I was happy for him, but I'm not gonna lie. He made me shit a little bit in my pants before actually closing it out. I still don't trust him, TC. I really don't. Every time, like I know that in there somewhere is the airbender, right? And he could come out and just be lights out. But every time he comes in, dude, I'm telling you, my butthole gets that tight. For real. Like I get nervous. I don't know. I don't have a lot of confidence in him. I don't have a lot of confidence in any of these guys. I'll be honest. Even David Bednar, I have confidence in, kind of, but even him, I'm just like, I don't know. You know, you always got to walk somebody or something. And I get it. Nobody's perfect, but man, damn, I don't know. We'll see. I still say you keep David Bednar as the closer for now. Let's see what happens. The problem for baseball in this world is if they go away too many things to take people's attention. It's not 1994. Yeah, but they're not gonna budge, man. They're not gonna budge. Eventually, both sides will compromise, but they want what they want, man. The owners want their cap. They're tired of paying. You think? Look, Howe offered Juan Soto. What was it? $765 million or whatever it was. You think he wanted to offer him that? No. I think it's gonna suck, man. I think a salary cap would help in a sense, but at the same time, it's gonna really it's gonna change everything for a while, for a while. And I think a team like the Yankees sometimes, or even like the Dodgers, it's certain teams that we're allowed to spend, like we have the money to spend, it's gonna hurt them because you won't be able to spend no more like that. Like it's actually gonna take actually signing the right players. Like if you sign a player and it doesn't work out, it could really crush your entire franchise. It's not like you could be like, oh, you know what, we'll eat that money and then just go sign another player for more money. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Interesting. We need a minimum 18 outs of all starters. Yeah. Salary cap will help the fan prices unless the owners get too greedy. I don't think it's gonna help fan prices. Those prices of chicken buckets at Yankee Stadium, they're not going down. They can only go up. That's the thing with prices, with inflation, right? Even if things get better, right? Like, and I'll use this example: inflation. You see, inflation has gone up, right? But even if it came down, you think stores are gonna start dropping prices? No. Once that price moves up, it stays there, right? That's the next bar. The bar is always moving up. They never bring it down. It's rare. Only on certain commodities like gold or something like that, where the price is always coming up and down. But a box of cereal, of Cheerios right now, if it's $6, and let's say wheat goes down a little bit, you think they're gonna drop the price down to $3? No, they're just gonna keep it at $6 until wheat ends up going higher again. Then they'll charge more. I don't know. It's not a class on freaking economics or anything like that, but we were spoiled with Mariano. None of these guys give us that feeling. Now I feel you, man, but even Mariano he's blown World Series games. Like nobody's perfect. And me and you, TC, guys our age or people our age, we remember Mariano. But I know I've met so many Yankee fans who are 17, 18 years old. They might have been alive for 2009, but they don't even remember it. They don't even know what it is to win. They don't have a memory in their mind of the Yankees winning a World Series or anything like that. They only know it from like history. It's like freaking ancient history, literally. And there's a lot of people, like, you got to think we haven't won in 15 years. 15 years. So a person that's 20 years old right now, the last time the Yankees won, they were 5. They probably don't even remember that. And you're 20 years old, 21 years old, and you've never experienced a Yankees championship, a World Series. And there's a lot of people like that. So I said the Yankees got to win. They got to win soon. They got to win soon. Peter Rex says, good night. Good night, Peter. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up here, too. I appreciate you. Look, if you haven't liked the video yet, please like. Again, thank you for everything. Hopefully tomorrow's the real test, right? Tomorrow's a big one versus the Red Sox. Let's see if we could pull it off. I think we can. Hopefully we take 2 games. If the Yankees, not 2 games, bare minimum split the series. 3 out of 4. Yankees take 3 out of 4 versus the Red Sox. I'm telling you, man, it's really, that's huge. Like, I think we're back in this. TC says these guys lack the killer instinct, that winning is everything attitude. Yeah, they do. But it's a different time, man. It's a different time. And a lot of that reflects on your leader, your manager. Like he lacks a killer instinct. That's what we need. We need a guy out there that's gonna freaking, actually provide freaking motivation and purpose for these people. Because if not, they're not gonna do it. You told me you got a bunch of young, not kids, young men who are millionaires and stuff. There's a lot of egos in the locker room, I'm sure. Um, yeah, you need a manager to really, really like instill that winning attitude, that killer instinct. That just doesn't come, you know. It doesn't. Or you need a coach. Look at how Kobe was a Jordan, somebody on the field that player coach, that team captain. I think Judge is getting there though. I think Stanton does have that killer instinct. He's the type of guy that's he's gonna let you know, like, yo, we gotta step it up. Um, we'll see. I think I don't know. This is gonna sound a lot like Boom, man, but I think we're turning the corner. I think we're turning the corner. Hopefully, man. But we're turning it pretty slow, but we're rounding that bitch though. We're getting there. TC said Wells got back on my good side. He earned a couple. Nah, Wells is not on my good side. I mean, well, yeah, 2 home runs is about damn time. What were you waiting for? Nah, he hasn't earned my trust yet. The drought even makes it less special for these players. They don't know the nostalgia. Yeah, and even these players, they don't. A lot of these guys are. You look a guy like Jason Dominguez. What is it? 22. You think he remembers the last time a Yankees won a World Series? No. Even a guy like Judge, right? Judge and guys like that even Stanton, they seen Stanton. No, Stanton maybe a little, and Judge maybe, but a lot of these guys, even if they lived through the 2009 World Series and they experienced it, that was just one, and they were probably really young, right? They don't know what it's like to live through like the dynasty years, and a lot of us are even older than that, you know, who've seen Mickey Mantle play and all these other, to understand like why as Yankee fans, a lot of people don't understand like why this team is so is held to like such a high standard by the fans. The prestige of this team is on a different level. It really is. The bar for us is a lot higher. And us as fans, we hold that bar up there. Like, we're not lowering that bar. It's World Series or bust. I don't care what Jeff Passan says. Oh, you should be happy they made it to the playoffs. No. So, yeah, that's cool. I'm happy we made it to the playoffs, but we want to win, right? We want to win. That's the main goal. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to, hopefully, with some better news, man. With some good news. We're going to take 3 out of 4, man. I'm calling it right now. 3 out of 4 versus Boston. We taking it. And we back in this thing. I appreciate you all, man. Have a blessed night. Let's go Yankees. Peace, y'all.